Hello, everybody. Melanie here from Mel's Inky Fingers. I feel like it's been forever since we've been together, and I think it's only been a week, right? So happy Friday and welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I have so much to share with you today. So much. We are not going to finish in 1 hour. Heads up. So I have OnStage wrap up to share with you, as well as tons of new product that I was able to get while I was at OnStage from the new annual catalog that will be coming in May. And so much is happening between now and May when that new catalog comes, and we're going to talk all about that today. So I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to find me. I'm a couple minutes late because I was trying to get things organized, and I kind of decided to go all out, and I did a little die cutting and made a couple reference sheets, and I have a cool new stencil set to share with you and show you how it works. So I think you're really going to enjoy what I have to share today. So happy Friday. I hope you had an amazing week. We have gone from spring to summer, back to winter here in Northwest Ohio. It is freezing cold out, and I'm glad to be inside today. So when you jump on, say hello. Let me know you're here. It's always nice to know who I get to spend time with on Friday. And I'm going to make sure I'm in the right spot. Actually, I didn't do that. So let me make sure. Yes, it looks like I'm in the right spot, and you can hear me. Great. All right. So when you jump on, say hello. Let me know you're here. I have so much to share with you today. I'm really excited to show you everything that I have. First, I'm going to give you a little OnStage wrap up, and then we're going to talk about all kinds of exciting Stampin' Up! News. And then I'm going to dive in and show you, I have a table full of new things to show you sitting here. I'm admiring them. As I was opening everything this morning, I was just going, oh, it's so pretty. So I am excited to share that with you. So good afternoon. Happy Friday. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Well, since I have so much to show you, I think I'm going to jump in because I was already a couple minutes late. And these are just some of the things that I have from OnStage that I thought would be fun to share with you. So when we check in at OnStage, we get a bag, and the bag is full of stuff. And I mean, like, they are so fun. I can't imagine the time it takes to put together. So this is the bag. It's kind of hard for you to see it because it's big, but it's a backpack. It's beautiful. It's nice and heavy. It's got carrying handles if you want to just carry it, but it also has straps for a backpack and even a strap so you can put it on your luggage. So this is my new Stampin' Up! Travel bag, but Stampin' Up! Will take all these little pockets and they tuck things in them. So when you get your bag, it's like a fun little scavenger hunt so that you can go into a little corner somewhere, and then you just start digging to see all the cool stuff that they tuck inside these bags. And what I love about this bag is it's really quite amazing because in this package, compartment right here, it can be a separate compartment. And what was in here was this big tool box, which is so cool, and it fits right in there. It tucks down in here, and you can take all your Stampin' Up! Tools with you. Now, if you don't want the compartment like that, then this just, you unvelcro it, and it's just a regular compartment in full backpack now. So it's really, really cool and well thought out. So this bag was very exciting. This might be one of my favorite bags we've ever gotten. And then inside are some of these items. So we got this really nice journal that we could take notes in, and we got some pens, and they write in the color ink that they are. And these represent our 5 new ink colors. If you're a Stampin' Up! Fan, you know that each year we come out with 5 new colors, and then 5 colors will retire. And these these are called in colors. They stay with us for 2 years. We bring them in. They're kind of like trend colors. They kind of blend in with our current color line. They stay with us for 2 years, retire, and then each year we're constantly bringing in 5 new colors, and it really does keep the color line fresh. So that was exciting. That was in the bag. Then also there was this little goodie that I received for some of my achievements. And they're always giving us little things. And what's really cool about this, you may have seen these before. You just pull these little tabs down and you can keep your markers and pens in here like this. And it makes them easy to get at. And then when you're done, you just pull the top up and zip them. And you can be on your way with your Stampin' Blends or your Stampin' Write markers. This bag is always really cool. And there were some other pins in there. There was our lanyard. We got all of our ribbons. I had extra ribbons this year, thanks to all of you. And I think that's about everything. It was just a really amazing surprise at first. And then, of course, once you get in on stage, there's always cool things to do and areas to visit. So we got this amazing color wheel so that we can work with our colors. And when you're at class, you can use that to help pick your colors. And they talked a little bit about the different color combinations that you can use when you're designing: the triadic, the analogous, complementary, and monochromatic. I guess there was 4 different ways. So it's really cool how this works. Then we got some other little treats. So OnStage was super fun. It's always exciting to get to be with so many of your Stampin' Up! Friends from around the world. And of course, I look forward to it every year. Now, some Stampin' Up! News. There's lots of excitement coming in the next couple of months, and mainly it's surrounding these 2 catalogs right here. Both of these catalogs are retiring soon. I can't believe it. I feel like time is just zooming by, and we are already looking at our last chance lists for both 2023 to 2024 annual catalog, as well as the January to April 2024 mini catalog. Both of these catalogs are going to be retiring on April 30th. With that comes the last chance lists. And the last chance lists look like this. They're really tiny with all these products, but I have created these lists. I did this this morning, and I'm going to post these for you. I've simplified them. I've taken out the stamp sets that are in other languages, and I've made the font bigger so that it's a much easier reference tool. So both these lists are referenced by catalog and by page. So as you page through your catalog, you have your page number here and then the items that are retiring. Now, starting April 9th, some of these items are going to be discounted. The discount amount is here, but please know they may or may not last. So if they're still available on April 9th, then the sale prices will go into effect. If you don't want to risk it, get your order in now of all the things on here that will be going away so that you don't miss out. Now, I do want to point out, I've been talking about this now for a few weeks, but there are several things that are retiring that you may want to get out of this catalog, and they are listed here on page 4. It's starting at the top. They are the current in colors that are retiring: Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, and Sweet Sorbet. Those colors are retiring, so that includes ink pads, refills, Stampin' Blends, Stampin' Write markers, cardstock, embellishments. Anything that comes in these colors will be gone. So if you have an ink pad, at an absolute minimum, I recommend grabbing a refill for your ink pad so you can continue using it for years to come. Or you may want to get an extra pack of cardstock so you can continue to use it. These usually do sell out, and I know some of them were already on low inventory last time I looked. So don't wait if you want those. Another important thing with this catalog, because this catalog included a color revamp, Stampin' Up! Always puts the new colors together and gives you the opportunity to add those to your collection without having to get a full family collection of things like markers, ink pads, ink refills. Those collections right here, they're below the ink colors. Those collections are also retiring. One of the most important things, if you have all the Stampin' Right markers, I recommend getting the new core color Stampin' Right marker collection. That will be the 11 new colors that were available. Now, the reason why I recommend grabbing that before they're gone is because once this catalog retires, you will have to get a whole new color family just to get those few markers that they added new colors for, okay? Because they're only sold in family color collections. So if you have any questions on that, please reach out to me. Otherwise, if you want your marker family to be complete, be sure to grab that. The ink pads you can get individually, although the new colors are bundled at a discount. So if you want to save, get that pad collection right here, okay? It's discounted 10%. But if not, you can add those new colors color by color, but the markers, you will not be able to. Okay, so from the mini catalog, here's the list of what's retiring for the mini catalog. Again, I will post this. It's not nearly as long as the annual catalog. Several things from this catalog are carrying over into the new annual catalog, which is always exciting. And you want to see a peek at the new catalog? Oh, I can only show you the cover, but here it is. It's always so exciting to get this. I can't show you anything on the inside of this catalog, but I can show you the actual products that I have. So a couple things about this catalog. As you know, with the launch of every catalog, I offer product shares. Yes, the things I'm showing you today will be part of my annual catalog product share. Registration will start in the beginning of April. So watch my Facebook page here, my blog, my newsletter. I'll have registration information with all the details for my product share. I will also be offering in Color Club this year. I didn't offer it last year because of the color revamp. I will be offering it this year. All right. So stay tuned for that. The details for In Color Club will be coming out as well. Product shares and In Color Club from the new catalog. All right. Any questions on anything so far? Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thanks so much for joining. When you jump on, say hello so I know you're here. It's always fun to know who I'm talking with. All right. So I have lots and lots of new things to show you from this new May 2024 to April 2025 catalog. But remember, you're not going to be able to get these until May unless you would like to join my team, in which case you will be able to order these starting April 2nd. You can add these products to your starter list. But let's start with the new in colors because that's so exciting. So here are our new in colors. They're so pretty this year. We have Shy Shamrock, Petunia Pop, Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink. And yes, we had a Pretty in Pink many, many years ago, but I think this is a little brighter and a little more cool from the previous one, but I don't have it to compare. And then this is my favorite, Summer Splash. Okay. So I don't have my ink pads. The ink pads were held up. They're on their way. They shipped yesterday. But the in colors come in ribbon, Stampin' Blends, Stampin' Right markers, and of course, cardstock. So we have all of our cardstock here. And all these items are going to be part of the In Color Club. And then you have beautiful new embellishments. And I love these. I have a card that I can show these on in a little bit. But these come in all 5 colors. One of the colors is up here, right? These are nice and flat, so they don't raise your project too much. And they're shimmery, which I don't know if you can pick that up in the camera. And then of course, we have our 6x6 family color stacks of designer series paper. And this is the new In Color collection. Now for the 6x6 designer series paper collections, every color family will be available in this, and they will all come in the same 4 patterns. So this year the patterns are this foliage and floral with stripes, and this beautiful pattern. I don't even know what to call that. It's so pretty. And then on the back of that is like a dot. So these are the 4 patterns. So these 4 patterns are available in all 50 Stampin' Up colors. All right, each color family. And I'm going to be adding these to my offering this year. I haven't in the past. I've had tons of people ask me in the past if I have the In Colors, and I've never offered them. But because I have had so many people ask, I might do that this year. I think I may add this as an option to product shares this year. Okay, so you can get a little of all the colors. And it's really nice because when you're creating, you'll have any color that you need if you have a little bit of those. So let's take a closer look at these In Colors, because In Colors are always such an exciting product. So I have just a sheet of basic white cardstock here, and I brought in some ink pads so that we could play a little bit and you could get a chance to see how they compare. But what I didn't grab is a stamp to stamp them in. So let me just grab something out of one of these. Hopefully I have something here. I think this will work. I'm going to pull a stamp out of, I was hoping I would have like a solid heart. I'm just going to grab this flower inside because it'll give you a little bit of a solid. And I have this little cheater block here. All right. I don't have anything wet. Let me wet this quickly. Sorry about that. What made me late today, for a couple minutes late, I had decided at the last minute, I'm going to show them a color comparison. So I was pulling colors, but then forgot to pull something to stamp with. Okay, so I'm going to sit down here and let's dive in and take a look at this. So these 5 colors are really pretty. We'll start by taking a look at our Stampin' Blend so that you can see, since they come in 2 colors. Here's our light Summer Splash. I love this. This is a combination of like a blue and a green. And this is going to blend really well with like Shaded Spruce, Coastal Cabana. Now, a lot of people are asking how the Shy Shamrock and the Summer Splash compare. And Shy Shamrock is lighter than Shaded Spruce, and we'll be looking at that a little later. But here is the dark, and here is the light. So you can see how, oops, sorry, I had that flip-flopped. The dark's on top, and the lighter one is on the bottom here. But you can see how this is definitely more green. This has more blue in it. And then we have Pretty in Pink. I love that we have another lighter pink option. So here's our light. And here's our dark. Let's see how this one looks. Oh, so pretty. Love those. Love, love. Now, Petunia Pop is another purple. It kind of falls between Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather, I think. So here's our light. And then it goes towards the pink versus the blue side. So there you can see our colors. I have a really wide view on my camera today, so hopefully you're able to see these okay, because I wanted a bigger view for you to see some of the designer series paper and so forth. All right, and here is Peach Pie. So here is the light. And this is going to blend really nicely with like pumpkin pie, crushed curry, both the yellows and the oranges. So let me bring these together a little more, because I think it's really nice to be able to see them up against each other. There's the light up against the dark. And then I'll do the same down here for Shy Shamrock, except this one I reversed. So we need the dark here. So you can see how those colors compare. So what do you think? Which one is your favorite? Do you have a favorite that you see here initially? Yes, no? All right, so now let's do a little comparison stamping. So let's start with Summer Splash. So this will give you the opportunity, since I don't have the ink pads, I can't stamp in the ink, but I think that hopefully you'll be able to see based on the blends. So you can see it's close to Coastal Cabana, but it goes more green. And this is Pool Party. And then I have a balmy blue here. And now I'll take my marker, because that's as close as I can get. So here's my Summer Splash marker. So you can see how the color compares. So you can see it's darker than Coastal Cabana, but it goes a little more blue, but it's greener than the balmy blue. And it's a beautiful coordinate with Pool Party. So really pretty. Now let's take a little peek at Petunia Pop. So I brought in Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and Berry Burst, so that you can see how it compares. We'll start with the darker one and go lighter. So here's Berry Burst. And Highland Heather, you can see the Berry Burst goes more red. And this is definitely more purple. That's Highland Heather. And then Fresh Freesia, which I think is going to be the closest, but I think this is going to go a little more pink. And now let's compare with our Petunia Pop marker. So here you can see how it compares. So here's Petunia Pop. Hi, Tammy, how are you? So, you know, did I grab Moody Mauve? Yeah, I have Moody Mauve here. Let's see. Let's compare it and see how that looks. So this is Moody Mauve here on the end. Yep, Fresh Freesia. It's a little more bright, a little more pink to Fresh Freesia. All right, and now let's do Pretty in Pink. So this is a lighter pink, so I wanted to compare it to Bubble Bath for sure, so that you could see how it compared, because that's the lightest pink we have. You can see it's quite a bit lighter. And then Moody Mauve is another pink, and you can see how Moody Mauve is up there, but I'll stamp it again down here so that we can put Pretty in Pink right by it. And here's our Pretty in Pink. So you can see that it's darker and a little brighter than the Bubble Bath, and it's definitely more pink and lighter than Moody Mauve. And then let's do Shamrock, Shy Shamrock. So it's kind of a little, it's a lighter and little bluer shade to Shaded Spruce. So you can see Shaded Spruce is much darker. This will be a beautiful coordinate. And here's Garden Green, which is going to be a much warmer green. And Pretty Peacock. This will go very blue. I'm not sure about Flirty Flamingo because I did not grab it. So Tammy asked about stamping off Flirty Flamingo and how it would work. I think Flirty Flamingo is going to have more orange undertone to it, but we'll have to try. So here's Shy Shamrock compared to Shaded Spruce, Garden Green, and Pretty Peacock. So Shaded Spruce, it's lighter than Shaded Spruce. It's more cool to Garden Green, which is a warm green. And it's lighter and less blue than Pretty Peacock. And then last but not least, let's do Peach Pie. So I think the closest is going to be Pumpkin Pie, but it's going to be much darker. So let's stamp Pumpkin Pie first. I ran out of room. And then we have Calypso Coral, which is going to be more cool. And then Crushed Curry, which is a golden yellow. I wanted you to be able to see how it paired with that because it does go a little golden when you compare to some of the others. And now here is our Peach Pie marker. So here's our comparison. We have Pumpkin Pie, Calypso Coral, and Crushed Curry. So you can see that it kind of falls. A lot of times we get colors and we look at them and we think that they're just like something else. But then when you really start stamping and looking at them, they really are different. And they blend so beautifully in our color line. It's really fun to just bring in these new colors and then begin to play and develop different color combinations with them. So, all right, so let's move on and talk about some of the suites and bundles, new suites and new bundles in this amazing catalog. So I think I pretty much covered most of what I have in these new in colors. So let's look at one of my favorite new suites. So this is called Adventurous Sky. It's a really great masculine suite, but it works for anyone who loves plains. So here's the stamp set. It's a line art set, which is really fun if you like to color. But the beauty of it is I think the way it's sketched, it's like a sketch art. You don't even have to color if you don't want. It has coordinating dies. And I have stamped this and die cut this little reference tool here showing how you can put the layers for the plane together to create a die cut plane, and then it has this little banner holder and banner piece for your sentiment. But you could also just stamp. Yes, this bundle is amazing. I love it. And then it also comes with designer series paper. I haven't even opened these yet. It came yesterday and I had such a busy day. I couldn't even get to this amazing box of goodies. So here is the designer series paper. So let's take a closer look at the paper and how it works with the rest of the products. So we have these layers that are already cut with some tags, and the back side. Ooh, that's super fun. Look at the biplanes sketch on one side and a great plaid on the other. And the colors in this are smoky slate, mossy meadow, night of navy, copper clay, and boho blue. So really great colors. So a map, and there's some of your blues, your night of navy and your boho blue. Very pretty. Ooh, look at this one. So here's mossy meadow plains on one side, and then this great kind of steel galvanized metal with rivets on the other. And then this boho blue cloud sheet. That's so cool. Imagine these die cut pieces layered on that. It makes such an easy card. Ooh, and that's an awesome background pattern. And then the last one is, oh, this is so pretty. Plains, and it looks like these are done in copper clay with smoky slate and navy accents. And on the back side, there's this, what's this called? Depth. There's a name for this. So amazing paper. I absolutely love it. So again, there's one side and here's the fronts. And let's see if some of the dies work on the clouds. Maybe not. But so often the dies will cut out clouds, but it doesn't look like in this it does. But that's okay, because look at how cool. So now in dissecting this stamp and die set a little bit, so you have open dies that are going to cut out your stamped images, for example, this little plane. So you have dies that will cut out all three stamped plane images. You have dies that are going to cut out these two clouds, not the middle, but the big and the little. Oh, here it is. Yep, all three clouds. And then you have a banner to stamp your sentiments on. And then you have these accent dies over here to build a plane. You have the plane body, the wings and accents, tail fin and front, propeller area. You have a propeller, and you have this piece here, which is used to attach your banner. So if you wanted to fly a banner, you could. So super, super cute. I can't wait to really dive in and do some creating with this. And then the best embellishments, these are called industrial trinkets, and these are two-sided. So you have this flat side. Hopefully you can see the detail in there. Or you can flip it over and make it more like a rivet like that. Isn't that so cool? Love these. So these are industrial trinkets. You get 40. Doesn't look like 40, does it? You get 40 in a pack. That's awesome. All right, so let's move on to the next one. The next one is called it's a mega suite, and I think it's called, let me double check here. I don't want to give you the wrong information. I'm just going to pull it up here. So we have Take to the Sky was the first one, and now this one is a mega suite, and it's called Country Woods. And this has 2 bundles. You have one that's called Country Birdhouse, and I could not love the fonts in these 2 sets anymore. They are so beautiful. So here's Country Birdhouse. So you can actually build a birdhouse, and then you have all these accent pieces to decorate it, or you can stamp it and die cut it with the open die. Adorable little bird with some nice sentiments. And then the second one is called Country Flowers. And this, again, stamps these great line art images that you can color or leave plain, or you can stamp it on designer series paper and cut them out with your open art pieces. This is called Country Flowers dies. And here is what they look like when you stamp. So this is this with the foliage top. So you can mix and match to make custom images, and you can place it up on the stool if you would like. Really pretty. And I love that you can stamp this on either of these containers. And then this comes with an embossing folder called Eyelet 3D embossing folder. So 3D means you get a nice deep image, and here's what it looks like embossed. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Just making sure I'm not missing anything, because my comments don't always show up on my feed here. All right, so that's the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. And then there's this beautiful pearl embellishment set called Basic Gray and Smoky Slate Pearls. They come in 2 sizes and 2 colors. Those are going to be used a lot. And then there are 2 packs of designer series paper. And some ribbon. So let's look at the designer series paper, and then I'll show you how the ribbon coordinates. So one pack is called Country Lace, and the other is called Country Woods. And this Country Woods, oh my word. And it's going to coordinate with so many things. So let's take a look here first at Country Lace. So the colors in here are basic beige. Oh, did you hear that? Stampin' Up! Not only brought in new in colors, but we have a new color. Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, and Smoky Slate. So let's take a look at these beautiful and subtle patterns. So we have this beautiful gray eyelet with a soft basic beige background. Here's our Misty Moonlight pattern with a beautiful petal pink back. Basic beige with the smoky slate. And I think this is probably my favorite pack, this and the wood. Some more blue, beautiful, beautiful texture. Basic beige, very soft, with a smoky slate stripe. And then here it is in petal pink with a denim background. Is this just not amazing? So here are your patterns. They're so, so pretty. And here are your fronts. So you get this, this, and this, which are a little bigger scale. And then you have your kind of more of a medium scale, and then a stripe with your backs. Beautiful, so pretty. So this is called Country Lace. And then we have the Country Woods. So wait till you see this. I want a truckload of this one. So the colors in this one are Basic Beige, Basic Gray, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Smoky Slate, and Wild Wheat. So you have beiges, grays, blues, and petal pink. So look at the cracked and peeled blue. Just absolutely love that. And then that's more colorful. Kind of has a Caribbean vibe. And you have a wood grain stain with a weathered wood. Then you have a light wood stain grain and a weathered wood on the back. Distressed medium wood grain and distressed petal pink paint. Distressed stain with distressed white, and this one with distressed white stain back. So here are your patterns in this one. Aren't they beautiful? Love, love, love. Country Woods. So this bundle, this is a suite, a mega suite with both the bundles. You have both your birdhouse and your country flowers. And then you have this beautiful ribbon combo pack. Both these come together. It's called Petal Pink and White Diagonal Stripe Ribbon. It has beautiful texture. Super pretty with your smoky slate pearls. What do you think of this one? Is it not beautiful? Love, love, love it. All right. So let's move on to the next one. And this is the last suite I have to show you, and then I have just a few other things. So we're almost done. So maybe we will finish in our hour. Are we close? Ooh, yeah, we're getting close. All right. So now this suite is called Unbound Beauty. This is also a mega suite, just like the Country Woods. So we have two amazing bundles. So one is floral, Flowers of Beauty, and one is Sentiments. They're really pretty script font, and it gives you the ability to mix and match to create custom sentiments. And then look at this die set. Is that not gorgeous? So I took a little bit of time to do some die cutting. So first let's look at the Flowers of Beauty. So this has some beautiful detail dies. And then there are some border dies. So I cut out the border and backed it so that you could see what it looked like. You could leave your patterns to show through that, or you could back it with some cardstock, and then you could just kind of come in and add your flower center. Let's do it with the brush tip. So you didn't have to worry about replacing the tiny little dots from the dies. So you could create some flowers like that. And then you have open dies, of course, that are going to cut out your stamped images. So that's the Flowers of Beauty. Then you have the Unbound Love Sentiment set with the amazing dies. Here are what these dies look like. These are fantastic. So this die set has 16 dies, but you get like 18 different labels, because when you actually 19, because when you die cut this one, here's the center. So that's like 2, but 1 die. Same with this one. When you die cut this border, it gives you this. And when you die cut this beautiful oval, look at how fun that is for kids cards like Superhero, POW with the little pointies. I love that. And then not only do you get these solid labels, but then you get these beautiful accent pieces that are so delicate. Just love this. Now, this would be a good die set to add your adhesive sheets, because if you're working with these borders, it's so easy when you can just die cut them, peel this backing off and stick them down like a sticker so that you don't have to worry about getting adhesive just along that fine detail of the die cut. So add your adhesive sheets. They will remain available. Then we have a couple embellishments. We have these resin dots. They're called 2024-2026 in color resin dots. And this product suite features the colors from our new in colors. So let's take a look at the Unbound Beauty Designer Series paper so that you can see that. There's this, and then there's a specialty paper that coordinates with it that I will show you. So here is the first pack of paper. Beautiful floral images in the new in colors. So this looks like it's Shy Shamrock, but it's not really shy, is it? It's a very happy, proud green. And then, ooh, this is tightly packed. And here's our second sheet. It's the green with the petunia pop. Ooh, that's beautiful. I love that. All right, and here's our third print. Ooh, this is so pretty. Look how beautiful this is together. So you have your peach pie in there, your pretty in pink, your petunia pop. Ooh, here's the peach pie showing through strong on this one. So pretty. Here's our Shy Shamrock. That's probably Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash. Look at how beautiful this one is. Petunia Pop. Ooh, and that's a fun mix of pretty in pink and peach pie. And then here's another combination in that same that looks like it's pretty in pink, Petunia Pop, and Summer Splash. Ooh, that's a fun pattern on the back. So there are the 6 patterns in the Unbound Beauty Designer Series paper pack. And here are the fronts. So a nice variety of florals and background patterns. Now the second accessory for this mega suite is actually a specialty paper. And this is the 2024-2026 in color glimmer paper. So let's take a look at how sparkly this is. You get 5 sheets in here. So you get a 12 by 12 piece of all 5 new in colors. So let me just pull these out and share them with you, and hopefully it's not so sparkly it hurts your eyes. So Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, Pretty in Pink, Petunia Pop, and Peach Pie. Aren't those pretty? Look how pretty. Super pretty. So again, this is the Unbound Beauty Suite. So we have our specialty paper. We have our designer series paper. Look how beautiful that is together. Then we have our Unbound Love, Sentiment, and Label set. And then you have the Flowers of Beauty set with the resin dots. All right, so now next up are just some other random little bits and pieces. So this is part of another suite called Thoughtful Journey, I believe is the name of it. I have to learn all of our names yet. And I don't have the bundle, but I do have the paper and the embellishments. So let's take a peek here and make sure that I'm giving you the right name. Yes, Thoughtful Journey. So this has designer series paper that is 6 by 6, and this has so many colors in it. Blackberry Bliss, Boho Blue, Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Wheat. So this just has tons and tons of different patterns in it. I'm not going to pull all these out, but it's a watercolor look. Lost Lagoon, very pretty. There's your Cajun Craze and Wild Wheat. So these papers are always extremely popular. Ooh, so pretty. That's a pretty winter scene. So very pretty. Thistles. And then there's a specialty paper that goes with this. So let's take a look. So this is 5 sheets. So you get 1 sheet of each in here, and it's like ombre. So you'll get a lot of, can you see the ombre color? It goes this way. This is more like Petunia Pop down here. And they're just white on the back. So this one goes the purples and blues. This one goes the peaches and oranges. And there's like a silver foil pattern almost in it. It's pearl, I guess would be the right, not silver, but pearl. So you can see the green here, how it goes from yellow down to more blue. Ooh, and this is so pretty. Here's our blue. You can see it goes from dark here to light over here. So super, super pretty pearl accents on that paper. And that is called the Thoughtful Journey, Thoughtful Designs specialty paper. And then you have these beautiful pearls. They come in 3 different colors. It's the Pearl Trio pack. It looks like Petunia Pop, one of the blues, and maybe, let's see, what color would that be? Cajun Craze maybe? Or Calypso Coral, I guess. Probably Calypso Coral, and that's maybe Boho Blue. But it doesn't matter. It's going to coordinate with so many of the colors in the papers. So that's really pretty. The Thoughtful Journey Suite. And then I was lucky enough to receive this paper as a prize. This is called Bohemian, let's see here. Oh, sorry, Mediterranean Blooms. This is really pretty. It's kind of bold, larger scale patterns. If you love citrus, you're going to love this. The bundle is very pretty. We did some creating with it at OnStage. I don't have anything to show you because I chose a different bundle, but you can see how the back sides are a larger scale with some smaller prints mixed in, and it would make absolutely gorgeous bags and gift packaging. So all these beautiful blues, and then the citrus patterns on the front. And the colors are Balmy Blue, Boho Blue, Cajun Craze, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Lemon Lolly, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Peach Pie, and Pumpkin Pie. So very pretty. All right, and then this leaf collection background stamp is something that I got when they did prizes as well. It's really pretty. Now I have a couple of bundles to share. So this first bundle is the one that I chose to create with. It's called Spotlight on Nature. So they offered a stamping night for demonstrators that you could register for. And you got to choose one of 3 different bundles to work with. And I chose this one because I couldn't wait to see these dies. Are these not amazing? So this is a set of 12 dies, and you get 3 different patterns. You get this little like petal pattern, the hash marks, and the like these little slits. And they all come in 4 different sizes. So this is going to be an incredible bundle to work with. And then it features stamps with these larger scale patterns so that you can die cut them. So Spotlight on Nature, and let me share the projects that I made. So I did that one with, and these are in our new in colors. This one, this one, and this one in our greens and blues using the stamp set. And here are those beautiful new in color embellishments. We were given a pack of those and a pack of in color cardstock and some twine. It was really fun, super fun. All right, then a couple of bundles. This Attention Shoppers, I can't even wait. There's paper that goes with this. I can't wait to get the paper. It couldn't be any cuter. And look at the dies. So the dies are the Attention Shoppers dies. And look at how cute. You can make a little shopping cart. And then you can choose what you put inside your shopping cart. Shopping bags, flowers, wine or pop, cake. Super, super cute. Isn't that adorable? And then the paper is just as cute. So looking forward to that. Then we have Hearts and Hugs. If you love critters, this one's for you. Walruses and badgers and this little guy, whatever you want to call him, a chipmunk, whatever. What are some little possibilities for him? And here's the dies. So you have open dies to cut out your animals, and then this nice big banner to fit your sentiments with some accents, hearts and flowers. Just really, really cute. This will be a fun one to create with. Make some really sweet cards with that. Then I wanted to show you how to use this bundle. So this is called the Layers of Beauty bundle, and it comes with 3 things. It comes with your stamp set, coordinating dies, and the stencils. And it makes stunning images. And this is what it looks like once you've created with it. Is this not absolutely gorgeous? Then you have this large die that you can cut this out. And I should have actually die cut it for you. So I stamped it a second time so that I could show you just how easy it was to use. So I didn't clean my masks. I probably should have. But you get these masks and they have a notch up here so that you know exactly what direction to line them all up in. So there's 5. You get a set of 5. You get 3 for the flowers and 2 for the leaves. And I want to show you just how fast you can create. So I stamped this in Memento Black and I pulled out 3 pinks, but you can mix and match and do anything. You could do pink and yellows. You could do anything really that you wanted. So I pulled out Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo. And then all you do is line up your, so I stamped this at an angle, but normally you would stamp it upright so that you could keep this in the top left corner and all your masks will immediately line up. So I just need to take a bit of time since I didn't do that before I open my masks. Mine are going to be at an angle. But first I'm going to do my lighter color. And this just goes really fast. You can tape this down if you don't want it to move at all. I just moved mine a little bit, which is going to be, it's going to make it a little off, but we'll make it work. Then I'm going to use the mask here for the middle, which covers a little less. And we will line that up on our, you have to look to see up here where your thing is, and then you line it up on your flowers like that. Mine is off because I shifted my paper underneath me, unfortunately. So mine is going to be off a little bit when it's done, but you'll have that one to refer to, and that one didn't shift. So, and since that one moved a lot, I'm just going to turn this a little bit. Normally you wouldn't have to do that, but, And then last but not least, you take this one that has just a tiny bit showing, and even that's pretty if you want to leave it with 2. It just is beautiful. And then if you want to add in the third color, you could just set that down and add in your third color on top, and this just gives you your last little layer to really give you that depth. So this is easy because you can just line up your 2 centers there. And there are your flowers. And then you do the same thing for your leaves. So let me put these away. So it really comes together quickly. It's amazing how beautiful you can make your image just by using your stencils. So here's our leaves, and I brought in 2 colors for those. I have Lemon Lime Twist and Old Olive. So I'm going to do the most coloring with my Lemon Lime Twist. So get that centered over your image. Again, use your notch to help you line it up. Your notch will be in the same place every time, and that's designed to help you line it up easily. So I'm just going to color over this, and the more ink you add, obviously the darker your color will become. So depending on how much contrast you want, you can decide if you want to add a lot, a little, if you use a light color, a dark color, how you want it to look. So it's beautiful like that without even adding a second green. And if you do choose to add a second green, watch how it comes to life. So I'm just going to lay this over my design here. It's a lot easier to line up than you think it's going to be. It really is. So now I'm using my Old Olive, and I'm just going to come over the top of this. And now look at how absolutely amazing that image is. Is that not so beautiful? And now you can take your dies from your die set, and you can cut this out with your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So here's your die set from your Layers of Beauty. It has a big die, as well as some smaller dies that you can cut out just some of the pieces, and then you can pop it up. So beautiful. You can cut out just some of the flowers. So let's take a look at that. For example, you have this. You could just cut out that big flower. Isn't that pretty? And then you have a gorgeous image to put on your project that looks like you spent hours creating, and it literally took seconds. So this is a Layers of Beauty bundle, and it comes with the stencils, the stamp set, and the dies. Or you can just get the stamp set separate from the dies and stencils if you just want the stamp set. And we have one of those in our catalog now, but that one is just really stunning. All right, so do you want to see the new color? So here is our new color. It's called Basic Beige. I absolutely love it. It's more creamy and less yellow than Very Vanilla. Some of the Very Vanilla items are retiring, like the Very Vanilla envelopes and the Very Vanilla thick cardstock. So if you love those, you need to grab them while you can. And now here is a Basic Beige ribbon. And not only is this great because it's a nice light color, but it's a light enough color that you can color it and make it any custom color that you would like. And it makes beautiful bows. You know me and ribbon, right? I always give it the bow test. And here is the cardstock. And then this is very exciting. So we have some new embossing folders, and look at the size. So these embossing folders allow you to emboss your whole card base. So you can have the embossed texture both on the front and the back of your card base. So let me show you. This one is called Dotted Circles 3D Embossing Folder. It fits in our regular Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And look at how amazing this is. Isn't that the coolest? And you can take your card base. I ran the whole card base through, and now look, I have the pattern on the front and the back, and I can put my inside in here and stamp anything that I want on the inside, and I have this absolutely amazing card base. And then here's a second one. It's called So Swirly. This is not this 3D, it's a standard, but still look at how beautiful the pattern is. And you just fold your card base, and now you have this incredibly textured card base. Isn't that fun? I had no idea these were big, and I opened them up and I went, what is this amazingness? Okay, well, let's see, what do I have left? I have just a couple things. This is textured metallic paper. I always love having some specialty paper, so it looks like it comes in gold, silver, and copper, and it has some really neat distressing in it. That's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, I just stuck it to my glass mat. And then we have some new kits. And I want to show you this line because this line is going to be a lifesaver. So this line is designed for people who maybe, it's called Mix and Match. And it's for people who maybe have never made cards before or want something on hand to be really quick, or scrapbooking. This is going to be an amazing addition for scrapbooking. So we have 2 sets of card bases and envelopes, the Calming Creek card and the Sunny Springs cards. And there's one each of 5 different patterns in these. So I'm not going to show you everything in here, but I just want to give you a really good idea of how, if I can get this open, of how these look. And I did make a card with these. These are really, really pretty. So you have matching envelopes, and then you have your card bases. You get 1 each. This one is Wild Wheat, Pool Party, Basic Gray, Black on Beige, and I used one of these. And then you have these really incredible packs of die cuts, and they're patterned, and you can just create in a snap with these. The hardest part's getting them open, as you can see. There we go. I think I got it now. So this one is called Something for Everything. This is sentiments called Saying Something, Fully Flowering, and Labels and Layers. So you can mix and match them. But let me give you an idea of what is inside. These would be awesome stored inside stamp cases. But look how adorable. You get 2 sheets of each. And they're die cuts, and then you can stick them down on your project. There's pets, fruit, rainbows. Oh my goodness, look at the coffee cups. Could this be any stinking cuter? So adorable. Oh my goodness. And then you have the sentiments. Or you could use some of the labels and stamp. So you can do a hybrid, mix and match. There's a ton of sentiments in here. Wow. And there's 2 sheets of each. Oh, look at how cool. Die cut letters. Nice big script font. These are adorable. And they're really inexpensive too. So there's 4 different packs of these, and then your card bases. And let me show you a project that I made using these. So I took the card base, and all I did was layer, mix, and match. And then I used one of the labels, and there is a stamp set that you can get called Simply Said. And I used that little hello to stamp on the label. But if you didn't want to stamp that, you could use one of these script fonts. There's a hello. You could even color that, and I could have put that on top of my label. So these will make some really quick and easy, absolutely adorable projects, whether it's cards or scrapbooking, little altered art projects, super cute. And then, of course, we also have the Thoughtful Journey Memories and More card pack and the Unbound Beauty Memory and More pack. And these are much smaller than they've been in the past. So this one, I'm going to store all these in card cases like I do. But this one is kind of watercolor. Thanks very much. Really pretty. It coordinates with the Thoughtful Journey suite that I showed you. That I didn't have the bundle for. I just had the specialty paper and the pretty pearls. And this one coordinates with the Unbound Beauty suite. So it's more floral. Today was a good day. Oh, look how sweet that is. So you can just stamp. And then, of course, they're double-sided. So you have all these cool layers on the back as well as some 4x6. So these are really nice because actually these aren't 4, are they? Yep, they're 4x6. I was going to say, did they change the size too? So let's take a look here. Really pretty floral patterns. Here's to another year. These are great for scrapbooking, framed art, making cards, so many things. And let me show you one of the things I made with the Sweet Thoughts Memory and More cards. We did this at an event that I had done while I was at OnStage. I hosted an event. I had 75 amazing demonstrators join me. We had so much fun. And this is a little inspirational framed art piece. You can set it in your space. And this was made with the Sweet Thoughts Memory and More cards out of the January to April mini catalog. I love the colors. Tons of inspirational sayings, and everyone made their own little framed art piece that looked like this, and they were able to add the sentiment of their choice. So really, really pretty. So Memory and More, it really is and more. You can do so many things with it. So that's what I have today. I hope you enjoyed seeing all those new things and our new in colors and the cover of our catalog. Now, this last chance list, I'm going to post these. I revised them so they're easier to read. So this is our annual catalog and our mini catalog. So many things in here are retiring. So check out these lists and make sure that you grab up anything that you know you would like before they sell out, because once these items sell out, they're gone for good. So especially these retiring in color items. So again, remember we have these 5 colors, and then we also have our new core colors that were brought in with our annual catalog, the collections of those items to complete your color collection. Those are retiring as well. So, all right. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I'm looking forward to lacrosse. Yay. And a little bit of hockey. Yay. It's going to be an awesome weekend. So bye everyone. I'll see you next week.